Started screen share. In system dialog.
Hello, y'all. We are live, and I'm super excited. This is going to be an awesome stream. If you're a voiceover user like myself, you probably are going to be so excited to find out that you can finally code effectively using voiceover on the Mac in VS Code. And it's going to be really awesome. So stick around. We're going to get started momentarily. And if you're here in our chat, feel free to say hi. I always like to interact with y'all. And yeah, it's going to be a cool stream. We are going to be making a GitHub repo as well. Hey, Payon, how are you? So be watching out for the GitHub repo after the stream is published. For the code, we're actually going to write some live code tonight. So if y'all are excited about that, I am. Anyone else in the chat? We've got Payon. Anyone else? Let me go ahead and get our stuff ready to go here. I'm sharing my sound. Let me know if y'all hear it.
Safari. Zoom.us. Quit Zoom. System dialog.
Oh, I almost quit my Zoom meeting.
Audio submenu.
I'm doing good. Cooking shrimp for dinner.
Shrimp
How are you?
Good. Yeah, Payon, I'm really good. As you all know, last week was kind of a stressful week for me, but this week, so far, is only Monday. But so far has been going very good, so I'm glad you asked. So let me not quit my Zoom meeting, and then I will...
Move focus to next window. Your Safari. Tacopolis. Close window.
There we go.
Zoom.us. Zoom share status bar window.
Yes,
System
we hear
dialog.
your audio.
You are screen sharing. Docked.
All right, audio is coming through. Well, I'm not going to delay this any further because I'm sure y'all are anxious to hear about how this is done, right? And if you're not in the stream, or you know anyone who should be in the stream and they're not, feel free to say hi to them and bring them into this stream. Feel free to retweet the tweet as well. I just sent it out. So anyways, we're going to get started. I know that there's a couple people who may be interested in this as well. So feel free to share with your friends. All right. What we're going to be doing tonight is, like I said, we're going to be writing some Python code. Because Python relies strictly on indentation. So y'all know that Python is a language where indentation is crucial. Indentations are like braces in other languages. So if you have any basic familiarity with Python, then you will have that concept. And if you don't, I do have some videos on my old channel about Python, an introduction. But even if you don't have a lot of Python experience, that's not required for tonight's stream, because honestly, we're going to be making just a little bit of a, I don't want to say game, but we're going to be kind of doing some very, very basic code. So if you've never seen Python before, don't worry, because we're not going to be doing some complicated classes or
Michael
objects.
Doyce. Hey everyone.
Hey Michael. Michael's in the next room. Off camera. So he'll probably be saying stuff. But yeah, so Michael's here, Payon. Alright, y'all. Well, let's go ahead and get this thing on the road. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to open up a terminal and I'm going to create a new folder for us tonight. I always like to start my projects off in a new folder. It gives me more of a sense of organization, and it also allows me to open up my folder in VS Code. Because if you're not aware of it, y'all, you can actually open up folders in VS Code by running code period. And so it's a really cool way to be able to see your files in VS Code, and also you can publish GitHub repos from VS Code as well. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's go ahead and open up our terminal and create a folder for us. So let me do that.
Finder.
I don't even know.
Microsoft Remote Desktop.
Open.
Zoom.us. Set it. Finder. Finder.
I don't. So let
Desktop
me go
Spotlight.
find terminal.
L. Terminal 1 cell 2 items. Completion selected. Terminal. Taylor on. New line. %. New line.
I've got two different terminals because I have a Rosetta terminal and I also have a regular terminal, an M1 terminal. So if you heard terminal 1, that's why I've got two different terminals. But let's see here. So I'm going to go to my documents. So I'm going to change directory, CD documents.
U.
Whoops.
C.
Apparently I'm in the middle of nowhere at the moment. So let me get to a more sensible place here.
CD. D. O. Taylor Arns MacBook Pro Taylor %CD to document /download/. U. S. Space. Documents. CD.
Oops.
Space.
It would help if I could actually spell documents properly.
T. New line. Documents. S. Space. CD documents. Space.
My terminal is acting funny at the moment, so let me figure out
Space,
what's
percent,
happening here.
base, Taylor on, Taylor-Arns-MacBook-Pro, documents, percent.
And if you're wondering, you heard base. So I have a Python environment, which is actually cool. I'll show y'all real quick. It's called CondaForge, and what it does is it allows me to have a virtual environment. So instead of using venv, whatever, or the virtual environment venv package, I can actually use something called Conda. So you guys may have heard of Anaconda or that kind of thing. The trouble with Anaconda is that it's really not that M1 compatible at the moment. So there's a project called CondaForge, and after the stream, I'll put a link in the description. And I was able to install Conda, which will help me easily create virtual environments, because some of you guys may know that when you're dealing with Python, it's a good idea to create virtual environments to separate your different parts of your projects. So that way, for example, let's say you have a Python project that, oh gosh, heaven forbid, hopefully doesn't use 2.7, but it could happen for legacy projects. And then maybe you have your Python project for your side thing, for example, that maybe uses Python 3.10, right? And so it will allow you to separate your different versions out, and that way you won't have version conflicts, and you can have different libraries and dependencies. So the main environment that's activated with CondaForge is called base. So if you heard base, that's exactly what that is. All right, so I'm in my documents folder, at least I think. Let me just make sure.
Base, Taylor on, Taylor-Arns-MacBook-Pro, documents, percent.
I am. So I'm going to make a new directory. So mkdir. I'm going to call this, let's see, vs.
S, D,
vo
VO,
demo.
Scode VO.
Actually, vs. vo
O,
indent
INDT,
demo.
DEO.
I always like to use camel
demo.
case. Camel case, for those who don't know, basically you do the first letter of the first word lowercase, and then all other words after that, the first letter is uppercase. So I like to do camel case. I like to do that for all my variables as well. That way it's easy for me to get to in the terminal, because I don't want to use spaces, because it just makes things a lot harder to read and also try to navigate, because you have to put quotes and stuff in between the different spaces, and that's just too much work. So camel case is my friend. So I'm going to press enter now.
Base, Taylor on, Taylor-Arns-MacBook-Pro, documents, percent.
And I'm going to CD in my directories. So CD will change directories.
CD,
I'm going to
CD.
do tab completion, so VS.
VS. C, O.
Oops.
D, C. Space. V, Scode VO indent demo slash.
All right.
New line, percent, new line. Space.
Okay, I believe
New
that
line,
I'm
percent,
in
new line.
the folder. Let me make
L,
sure.
S, new line, LS.
LS.
Base, Taylor on, Taylor-Arns-MacBook-Pro, Scode VO indent demo percent.
I am. All right. It was just being a little bit funny. Any questions so far about my stuff that I've done at this point, where I've created the folder, done any of that? I know that's pretty basic, rudimentary concepts, but I always like to go over it just because I don't know who may be watching and who may be new to the channel or new to Python or programming. So is there any questions from my chat about that? Anyone curious or, want to know more about anything I just talked about? I'll just give it a couple seconds for you guys to ask questions. And while you're asking questions, I'm going to go ahead and talk about what you need to do in order for this to work. So when you open up VS Code, there's going to be an extension called Indentation Report. Link will be in the description after stream. Indentation Report is a free extension that will help you to be able to read indentations with VoiceOver. And believe it or not, it's the same tones that you can use with NVDA. So if you know NVDA and you've read the indentations, you can actually hear the same tones on Mac. I was very surprised when I tried this out. And credit goes to AppleViz, where credit is due, because I found this on an AppleViz solution a while back. And I happened to try it out today during work because I was trying to get a Python program to compile, or I should say run, because, they don't really compile. But I was trying to get my Python program to run, and I was very mad that my indentation was screwed up. And I'm like, I gotta figure this out. So I found this indent reporter. I will link to the AppleViz thread if anyone was curious. But that is how you can do it. You should just go install the extension. I already have it installed, so you guys don't have to go through that sanity of installing another extension. If you don't know how to do that, I've got videos in my old channel where you can see how to install extensions, but it's pretty straightforward. as I don't see any more questions, I'm going to go ahead and start by opening up my code. So I'm in my terminal, and I'm in the folder that I'd want to open and develop in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in the command code period. Now, if for some reason this doesn't work for you, chances are, especially if you're on Mac, that you do not have the path configured correctly, so you have to actually install it. You have to install the VS Code command where it will do code period. It's not enabled by default, so if you don't have that, chances are that that's what the problem is. But assuming that all your ducks in a row, let's go ahead and do code period, which again will open up the current directory in your VS Code. So code
C-O-E code period. New line base Taylor on web content. Scovio indent demo web content.
Alright, so now I'm in my VS Code. I've got my folder structure, an empty folder for that matter, and we are ready to rock and roll. The next thing we need is a file. That's right, because without a file, we can't code, right? So in order to create a file, I'm going to press this command, Command-N, or Control-N on Windows. But again, as this is a Mac-centric video, I'm sure that most of y'all are on Mac. So when I press Command-N, I will get a new empty text document. Now, text documents aren't going to be very helpful for us. So what we're going to actually do is we're going to save the text document as a .py, because the text document is just a plain text document. So whenever you create a new file in VS Code, the default type is a text document, or TXT, just like a regular notepad. So we're going to change the extension to .py in order for it to be able to be used with VS Code and the Python extension, which if you don't have that, I'd recommend getting that, because that will allow you to get the autocompletes and that kind of thing for Python. All right, so I'm going to do Command-N now.
Untitled 1 edit text main.
I'm going to do Command-S.
In save as dialog. Untitled 1. Content selected. Save as.
A trick here, folks, is I don't actually have to go through the save as type dialog. So what I can actually do here is I'm going to type in demo.py.
Selection delete D-E-O. Demo P-Y. Demo.py.
If I type in the extension .py, it will automatically create a Python file without me having to go through the different dialogues and say type Python da da da. So it saves a lot of time. And now I'm already in my folder. So I'm just going to press enter here.
Demo.py edit text. Closing dialog.
Here you go. Demo.py has been created. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to add some comments. So I just want to explain what this file is. And in order to do that, I can press Command ?
Number.
Command ? will add a single line comment. And recall, a comment, especially in Python and other languages, allows you to write notes in your code. And it's really good practice to comment your code if you want to explain something to another developer, or for example, if you're trying to debug something, you can comment out lines of code to try to solve the problem. So commenting is very important, and you can do Command ? or Control ? to be able to add a single line comment. So single line comment is just a number sign or hashtag, and that allows you to be able to have a comment that lasts for one line. So this is going to be helpful for us because we can add a comment that just says, welcome
W-E
to
B
the
V B
if I could type.
V S VS Copt O C D VS Code
Demo
O 4 A T new line.
And I've just pressed
Indentation.
enter. Now, another thing too is that Python will ignore these commented lines. So that's really helpful because you don't want your notes to compile or to run in any language, right? Because that would be errors, because it won't recognize your typing as regular code. So it automatically ignores these comment lines, and that's something that's really important as well. So if I press up arrow, it will read as
edit text number welcome to the VS Code demo for accessible indentation.
And then press
New line.
down arrow.
Payon. Loving the video.
Payon, you're
What
loving
would
it.
be a good useful first Python program for someone to write that isn't Hello World?
Payon asks a great question. What would be a good program for someone who's new with Python to write that's not Hello World? Payon, that's a really good question. In fact, what I'd recommend is something where you can use different elements of the language. So maybe you are doing Python, for example, and you want to kind of integrate different elements, right? Because a hello world is literally just print hello world. So maybe you're going to make a guess the number game, which is actually what we're going to do sort of tonight, meaning that you have a variable, which think of that as like a bucket for values. So for example, you could do name equals Taylor. You don't have to do var. You don't have to say it's a string in other languages, right? You could say name equals Taylor. And then I could do, for example, print name. And that will print Taylor to the screen. Or it will print the current value of that variable. So maybe a good program for you to actually write would be a program in which you're using different elements. So you could ask the user for their name, you could ask the user for their age, and then print that out because you're using what's called string concatenation. And that is a fancy word for combining strings together. So for example, if I write, let me go ahead and do this. This is not planned, but I can go ahead and write this up. If I do name
New line. N
equals
equals
input. So the input function, it's a function, and it will allow you to get input from a user. So input, and again, I have my autocomplete.
not selected. Closing menu. Input error not selected. 2 of 62. Input not selected. 1 of demo.t.
And it will give me a hint too. So if I press VO right arrow.
Function input __ prompt object equals / greater than str.
Now that sounds like a whole bunch of gibberish, but basically that's a code suggestion that says, hey, this input takes a prompt of maybe a string, and that's a prompt for a user to enter something. So if I didn't know what input was, if I was just curious, I could actually get inline help right in my editor. So let me VO left arrow now.
Demo.t.
Oops. Left parenthesis.
__ prompt object equals res a string from standard input. The trailing new line is stripped. The prompt string, if given, is printed to standard output without a trailing new line before reading input. If the user hits EOF *nix Control D Windows Control-Z plus return raise EOF error on *nix systems, red line is used if available. Hint.
That is a long hint, but basically what you can say is, hey, this will enter a prompt, right? This will be a prompt for a user to enter something. So I'm going to do quote, and a quote will write it as a string. So in programming, typically strings are what is textual content. So for example, name equals Taylor, that's a string. And quotes are used to represent strings. So I could say,
quotation mark.
What is your name? Question.
Name.
I'm going to go to the end of the line now. Whoops.
Microsoft Remote
And
Desktop.
I apparently went to the
Space.
end of the window.
Quotation mark. Right parenthesis. Right right parenthesis. New line.
So I'm going to go review that line one more time with y'all, and once we finish setting up our environment tonight, you're going to actually have it read all punctuation. And that's something that I like to do, is I actually like to have my code editor read all punctuation, because in coding, it's so important, especially if you're blind and you don't use Braille, to be able to hear the whole thing. Right now I have my punctuation level set to some, but I'm going to show you guys the difference. So let me go up arrow.
Name equals input. What is your name? New line.
Perfect. Name equals input. What is your name? And again, those are all surrounded by parentheses as well. And now I'm going to type in age equals int. So an integer is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so on and so forth. And I'm going to do int left parenthesis input, because my int is going to be a number. So I'm going to be collecting a number this time, correct? Because age is not a string. It's not, 5 as in the letters, F-I-V-E. It's 5 as in the number, just as an example. So we have to collect an integer. So what we're going to do is we're going to do age equals int left parenthesis input left parentheses. Now we're going to have 2 parentheses, which means, what do you think that means, y'all? You guessed it. We have to have 2 right parentheses, because whatever parentheses you open, you must close, or else you will get a nice little error. So we will have that, and then we'll have what is your age in quotes. So let's go ahead and do that one line at a time, or one, part at a time. So we're going to say age. Again, we're going to declare the age variable.
Close A equals.
I like to put spaces in between my variables, so that way I have consistent white space. Again, that's just a coding standard that I got nailed into me in college. And then you're going to see a little suggestion come up. Now, this is because I have my GitHub Copilot, which if you haven't seen that before, go check out my stream. Again, I'll link this in the description. Go check out my stream where I showed you guys about GitHub Copilot when it first came out. And I got access to technical review. But basically what it's trying to do is trying to fill in a suggestion for me. For the sake of the demo, I'm just going to ignore it and type it out myself. So let's see. We have age equals...
Space.
Payon. Thank you for this. Sorry to distract you with a question, but this is interesting and helpful.
Int.
Left parenthesis.
___ x. str. Bytes. Supports int. Supports index. Supports trunc equals. Int. X. And gt. Integer int x. Base equals 10. And gt. Integer convert a number or string to an integer, or return 0 if no arguments are given. If x is a number, return x. /______. int /____. For floating point numbers, this truncates towards 0. If x is not a number, or if base is given, then x must be a string, bytes, or byte array instance representing an integer literal in the given base. The literal can be preceded by plus or, and be surrounded by white space. The base defaults to 10. Valid bases are 0 and 236. Base 0 means to interpret the base from the string as an integer literal. Greater than int. 0b100. Base equals 0. 4. Int.
That's a long hint. Input.
T.
Left parenthesis.
Input. ___ prompt. Object equals.
What
Double.
is your age? Question mark.
Question mark. Quote. Right parenthesis.
Notice VS Code automatically completed the left parentheses and the right parentheses for us. That's because I have a setting called match brackets or match parentheses, basically where if I type a parentheses, it will automatically close it for me. And that's something I recommend you guys do, is make sure that you have your settings set where it will automatically match your parentheses. Now I'm going to press enter.
New line.
Our next step is we need to basically combine these together. So this is what I called the string concatenation. Now there's two ways that I could do this. I could say print, which is the print function, which will print something to a screen. Left parentheses, quote, your name is, quote, plus, or I could use comma. And the difference between those two is that comma actually gives white space in between the words, whereas plus, it's just all in one clump. So, comma, quote, comma, plus, name, quote, empty quote, sorry, it's kind of confusing to explain. But basically what it will do is it will be able to have it so that you can enter in a greeting, like, print, left parentheses, quote, your name is, quote, plus, or comma, name, comma, quote, your age is, so on and so forth. We could do that way, or what I want to do is I want to actually declare a variable, and then I want to print that variable to the screen. So I'm going to actually demonstrate both ways, so that way y'all can see how it works. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to say result.
Closing menu. Raise not selected, return not selected, range not close.
And something else too is that you want to name your variables descriptive, because you don't want to have, for example, x equals so on and so forth. You want to name it so that you explain what the variable is supposed to do. So name, for example, enters the name. Age gets the age. Result gets the name and the age. And that really helps to make sure that you can do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to say result
closing menu space
name,
but not closing menu but not selected, non-local, not selected, not comma s but not e close.
Now again, I did not plan on this demo, so if I end up mistyping something, that's part of programming. So I did name and then age.
Age equals input. What is your result equals name age.
And then comma age, so that way I could get my space.
New line.
Now I could do
age.
Print.
Pass not t
Left
closing
parenthesis. I could do the
d.
So this is in quotes. Result
s result
is as follows.
W s.
And I could do
follows.
colon.
Quotation mark. Right quotation mark.
Comma,
asterisk values. Object print
and
value.
Then I could say result.
Sap equals re s l t result. Right parenthesis.
So this is what
print. The result is as follows. Result.
All right. Now we have our result that way. And let's go ahead and run our program. So the way I like to do this, you can run it in the integrated Python terminal in VS Code. I find, however, that experience is a little bit subpar at this point. So what I like to do is just open up that terminal window that I had before. And I like to do it the other way. So I like to do Python or Python 3, depending on if you have a virtual environment set up, demo.py in this case. So let's go ahead and do that together, and you'll see what I mean. So I'm going to do Command Tab.
Microsoft Remote Desktop, Terminal 1.
I'm going to do
base, Taylor on, Taylor dash on,
Python,
what,
because
N,
I'm a virtual environment.
Python,
Demo.
D-E-O.py. Base, Taylor on, Taylor dash on slash MacBook dash Pro. It's going to be on the demo %.
And apparently,
Python, base, Taylor on, Taylor dash on, code, demo.py.
So that's something else to remember, is that you must save your code. Now, the reason I did that twice is I wanted to make sure sometimes the terminal likes to cut itself off, and I just want to make sure that I didn't cut myself off accidentally. So that's why I pressed up arrow, which will review the previous history. So I'm going to do that again.
Terminal. What is your name?
What is my name? Taylor.
Y-L-O-R. What is your age?
22.
2. The result is as follows. Taylor, 22, base, Taylor on, Taylor dash on slash MacBook dash Pro. Scovio indent demo %.
So that is how that program works in that instance. Now, let's say that I want to do this a little bit more formally, for lack of a better word. And I want to have it as a greeting, like, hello, your name is, so on and so forth. Let's go ahead and demonstrate that together. So I'm going to go ahead and do what I said I was going to do earlier, and I'm going to comment out the result line. And I'm going to also comment out this other print statement. So the way I could do that is I could actually
code
go up here in
demo.py
this file. And what I could do is I can actually select both of these lines at once and then do a command question mark. And it will comment both of these out at once. So let me go ahead and demonstrate. So let me see where I'm at here.
Result equals name, age. New line.
Oops.
Print. Result equals name, new line.
Okay, result.
Result equals name, age. Selected. Result equals name, age. Unselected. Result equals name, age. Print. The result is as follows. Result. Selected.
Now, there's a little bit of a bug with VS Code on Mac, whereas if you select one line and then you select another one, it will read all the lines that you selected prior to that line, and then it will read the line that you just selected. It's very annoying. So Microsoft VS Code team, if you happen to watch the stream, which that'd be awesome if you did, please, fix this bug, because seriously, it's going to drive me up a wall. Now I'm going to do command question mark.
Number result equals name, age, print. The result is as follows. Rees, unselected. Result equals name, age, print.
I just commented out both of those lines of code. So, apparently my watch was listening, so that's funny. I just said, hey, we don't recognize printing out these lines of code. Well, of course you don't, because that's not something you do, Siri. So, anyways, my watch apparently wanted to listen into the conversation. All right, I'm going to go back and down a little bit more, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and type in another greeting. And this time, we're going to be doing it more formally. So, let's see here. And for those who are wanting to follow along, don't worry. I'm going to have this all on GitHub. And I will put out a tweet whenever I publish the Git repo. So, if you are not following me on Twitter, I would advise you do so. Because that way y'all know when I publish the code. And as well, follow the Techopolis Twitter account, which is linked in our channel. That is the official Techopolis Twitter, and feel free to follow that as well. I will probably be retweeting the code from there. So follow me, follow Techopolis. Username for myself is Taylor_Art22, and you can go ahead. I will put that in the description as well. I can also write it in chat eventually if that's helpful. All right, let's see here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way to the bottom of my file, and I'm going to make another new line, and I'm going to actually make a comment that says something like example 2 or print example, for example. And then I could have example 1, variable example.
Number print, right parenthesis,
so
new line,
say
result,
command question mark,
number,
variable, print, example.
Example.
So basically,
new
print
line.
example meaning we're just going to use one print statement. We're not going to declare another variable, and that's how that's going to work. All right, so I'm going to do print.
Print not T.
Now
Closing
it's going to go
closing menu.
folks.
Closing
So
menu. P.
listen.
Demo.py. Edit text. Number T.
Okay.
T.
Parentheses.
left parenthesis, left parenthesis.
The other thing is that sometimes VS Code Focus, whenever I open up a parentheses, doesn't move me in the parentheses itself, so I have to manually focus on them. So that's something else to keep in mind as well. So, parentheses, quote, your
your
name
is space.
Ending that first set of quotes.
Quotation mark, right parenthesis, quotation
Again,
mark.
I had to go back and forth because it wouldn't focus. So, ending that set of quotes, comma, name.
N-A-M-E. Name.
Autocomplete? Yeah, you're not helpful.
Right parenthesis.
Now, I'm going to do comma, open up another set of quotes. Okay?
Comma.
Your age.
Your S.
Oops.
S.
Is.
Space.
Get rid of that extra space.
Quotation mark. Quotation mark.
Comma.
Age. G-E. Age.
Okay.
No, print. Your name is name. Your age is age.
All right. That is how we work that out. So, instead of getting our result variable, again, because Python's going to skip all the way down to the bottom, and it's not going to be able to read the other line because we commented it out, it's going to read it as, hello, your name is this, your age is that, so on and so forth. Now, I want to add a new line, meaning a \n, which is a new line character. That way I can kind of visually separate it out. So let's see what I can do here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that on my age line. So
number print number print. Number result equals name age. Age equals int in right parenthesis. Right parenthesis.
Let's see.
Quotation mark. Question mark.
Backslash. I probably put this in the wrong spot. And
backslash n.
Again, is just a line break character. There's also a whole bunch of these other escape characters like \t for tab, and so on and so forth. All right, let's see if I mess this up in any way.
Terminal code.
Now, let's say that I don't want to go to my Python terminal yet, and I just want to see in my VS Code. There's a way to do it in my VS Code by pressing the Command Shift M.
Application, no problems have been detected in the workspace.
And that is for problems. So it won't catch everything, but it will catch in terms of linting, which basically means linting checks for style consistencies. And it's a good way to check for errors, and it kind of gives you a lot more details. So that includes the Python lint extension and the language server, which are included in the Python extension by Microsoft. So it looks like there are no problems in my editor at this point in my code. So I think it's time for us to run it in our terminal. So let me go ahead and exit this command window for problems by pressing Command Shift M.
Demo.py edit terminal.
Back up here, press
Python
up arrow.
What is your name?
What is my name? Taylor.
A-L-O-R. What is your age?
22.
2. The result is as follows. Taylor, 22, base, Taylor on, Taylor-R/MacBook-Pro, Scovio indent demo %.
Huh, what happened? Anyone know? Anyone know what happened? I sure do. What do you think I forgot to do? What do you think I forgot to do? That is correct. I forgot to save my code. Now, that's something that I always forget to do, and it's really annoying. So if I'm going to try to find an autosave extension,
Demo.py,
I keep forgetting to save my code. So let's do that again.
Python, what is your name?
Taylor.
What is your age? What is 2? Your name is Taylor base, Taylor on, Taylor-R/MacBook-Pro, Scovio indent demo %.
Now, what happened there? My name is Taylor, but where's my age? Well, this is where we use our process called debugging, aka solving problems and trying to figure out what happened to our code. So let's figure out what happened. So,
code. Age equals input. What is your age?
Right,
number print.
Here.
The result is as follows. Result.
Now I'm wondering if it has something to do with my \n. No, I don't think it does.
Number print example. Print. Your name is name. Your age is age.
Now I'm wondering.
Space I S G E E G A F G E.
What happened here?
E E. Age.
Well.
E G G E.
Huh. I'm wondering.
Right parenthesis.
We did not have a right parentheses there.
Terminal. Python. New file. /users/Taylor on /documents /Scovio indent demo /demo.py. Line 7 print. Your name is name. Your age is age. Syntax error. Unmatched. Base. Taylor on Taylor-R/MacBook.
Unmatched, but why is it not reading?
Right E. Age. Right parenthesis.
All right, so that wasn't reading properly.
Terminal. File /users/Taylor on /documents /Scovio indent demo /demo.py. Line 7. Print. Your name is name. Your age is age. Syntax error. Unmatched. Base.
Right,
Taylor
so let's
on
figure out what happened. Unmatched parentheses.
No print example. R Y.
This is where I use character by character.
Quotation mark.
Oh.
Right parenthesis. Right parenthesis.
There's a problem there, folks. You heard a right parentheses that I did not know was there. So what happened is my focus got moved again, and it brought me in the wrong set of parentheses. So basically the parentheses was after name. Well, that would explain why after the name, the age didn't work. It just said your name is Taylor, right? Because it stopped after the parenthesis. So
Quotation mark. Comma. Right parenthesis.
Let's try it again.
Terminal. What is your name?
Taylor.
Taylor.
Oops.
Space. What is your age? 2. Your name is Taylor. Your age is 22. Base. Taylor on Taylor-R/MacBook-Pro. Scope.
Okay. So that read pretty good. I like that, but I want to have a little bit more space because that kind of read as a clump. So we're going to use our \n technique to be able to have a little bit more separation in terms of our voiceover. And we're going to go ahead and do that just because I want a little bit more consistencies. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back in my code, and I'm going to add a little bit more complexity for y'all. But trust me, it might help you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in my print line
example
here.
Print your space
After name,
comma,
and I'm going to open up
quotation mark,
a blank set of quotation marks, and I'm going to do \n. So quotation mark,
quotation comma,
okay, quotation mark,
\n, name \n, quotation mark, n, quotation mark, y, quotation mark, n,
oh, what happened?
quotation mark, comma, quotation n, quotation mark, y, quotation mark, n,
Quotation mark,
comma, y, u, print, your name is name,
see if I messed this
\n,
up.
your age is age.
Let's see if I mess this up anyways. 'Cause I
Terminal,
probably
Python, what is your name?
Taylor.
What is your
What
2? Your name is Taylor. Your age is 22. Base. Taylor on Taylor-R/MacBook-Pro. Scope view indent demo %.
But either way, you can see how you can add tab characters to visually separate things as well. And that is really, really helpful. Now, another thing I could do is I could make these in separate print statements. So that way I can do print, your name is Taylor, right parentheses, comma, name, right, sorry, let me try that again. I could do something like print, left parentheses, quote, your name is, quote, comma, Taylor, right parentheses, or in this case, name, right, but my name is Taylor, so it would print out Taylor, or whatever the user inputted, and then I could do the age on a separate print statement. So there's many ways that you can actually do this, but I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of an example program. Again, I'm going to have the source code for this program in the repo, and I'm going to actually make 2 different Python files. So I thought we'd only be writing 1 program tonight, but we're writing 2. But that is okay. So let's see. Any questions about that? Any thoughts? Anyone have any suggestions or think, hopefully that helped y'all if you're new to Python? And yeah, I'm hoping that you guys got a lot out of that because, that was kind of unplanned, but here we go. So let me know if y'all have any thoughts about that. I'm just going to give it a couple seconds to see if chat has anything to say. We are also going to be publishing the GitHub repo tonight, actually on stream. So I'm going to show you guys how to do the whole process. So watch out for that. Stay for the whole thing. So this is not just going to be an indentation stream. We're going to also publish our changes as well. And that way, hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, I could just post the link in chat itself. All right, does that sound like a plan? All right, so I don't hear anything else. Yeah, Payon, I didn't get your comment earlier. I didn't respond to it. But yeah, shrimp, that kind of, that sounds good, so.
Payon, that was very helpful and I really appreciate the time you spent to explain it.
Payon said that was very helpful and I appreciate the time you spent to explain it. Payon, I'm glad. That is my pleasure. I'm hoping that y'all can understand that. And if it doesn't make sense, feel free to comment afterwards, especially if you're watching later on, if I didn't explain something clearly. If my voiceover was too fast, let me know. Give me feedback, and we'll try to make it better for next time. All right. If I don't have any more comments, let me go ahead and let's go ahead and create a new file. So we're going to create a new file, and I'm just going to call this indent.py because, frankly, that's helpful, right? So I'm going to call this indent.py. I may change the name later, but frankly, I'm just going to call it indent.py, for example, for now. I could also create a new file from my command line, or my terminal, I should say, because command line, Windows. But I could also do code space file name dot extension, or code space file name dot py, or whatever you want, and that will actually create it in the same folder that I'm currently in my terminal. So to demonstrate, let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to do code. Even though I have a folder open here. Indent.py.
New base Taylor code. Indent.py. Let's go to the indent demo window. Demo.py.
There we go. And it's in the same folder that we originally wanted it. Perfect. Now, what I'm going to do is, this is our indent demo, so we're going to be making a program that will check to see if, for example, you're subscribed to the channel, and it will print out a message. Basically, you'll just enter, are you subscribed to Techopolis? And then if you put yes, so we could do Y or N. And then if you're not, then we could say, otherwise, do something else. So we'll kind of implement a lot of different things here. So let's do this thing, y'all. All right. So basically, again, recap what we're going to do is we're going to ask the user a question. Are you subscribed to the Techopolis YouTube channel? If so, print out another message. If not, or else, print out something else. So we can make this different things, right? We could say, if, I don't know, state equals Texas, state equals, double equals, print out something else, print out something else. Either way, what we're trying to show here is code blocks. So in Python, anytime you are doing, for example, code blocks, so this would be like a if statement or a function or a class, you have to indent. So instead of using braces, you're going to be indenting. And the standard practice is to use 4 spaces for indenting. And I know that a lot of blind people, this is where people are probably going to get mad at me and stop watching this video. So watch out, everybody, because I'm about ready to shock y'all when I say this. A lot of y'all love to use, for example, 2 spaces. I don't know how many times I've seen this, but you know what? When you learn from cited college professors, that's how I learned Python, frankly, they do not put up with the 2 spaces nonsense, all right? I'm just saying, not all of you are going to take Python classes in computer science or college. That doesn't matter. If you're going to be making an open source project for that matter, or you're going to be doing anything else, for the love of everything else in this world, y'all use standard practices, because if you have other contributors, they will want to kill you. I'm sorry, but that's just my rant. Today's rant is over. So the standard practice is to use 4 spaces for your indentation. Now, that is complicated because if you didn't have this indentation trick that I'm going to show you, then you would be counting spaces. And trust me, that sucks. So that is to show you all that this indentation trick is going to be helpful. So what you'll do is you'll go in the VS Code extension marketplace, Command-Shift-X. You'll search for Indent Report. You'll install it, and then you can follow along. All right? Everyone got that? Or I'll just give it a couple seconds, and we'll kind of go ahead and get our demo started. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually do a couple different examples. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a, whoa, that was a little bit hard. My chair just moved a little bit too much. But what we're going to do is we're going to do a subscriber example, or asking a question. And then maybe we'll do something else if we have time. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's go ahead and create our top line comment. So I'm going to say this
number T this demo
demonstrates
T demonstrates
using indentation
indentation
period.
New line.
All right, so it just says exactly what our demo is supposed to do. It uses indentation. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in the question. So the question is going to be, Are you subscribed to the Techopolis YouTube channel? Now, here's the thing. I'm going to ask y'all a question. Do you want that as a variable name? Do you think that'd make any sense? Or do you think that's way too long? What are y'all's thoughts? Because I obviously know that that could be interesting. But what do y'all think about that? We don't want that as a variable name, right? Because, yeah. So what do y'all think? Would you like that if you saw that as a variable name? Or would you be like, oh my gosh, that's too long? I want to know your thoughts. But the answer to that is a way too long variable name. In fact, that is going to be what we use for our prompt for users. We're going to say, for example, subscriber. So that would be our question. Or another variable name we could use for that is, for example,
Payon. If you make it a variable name, then someone could use it and replace with their YouTube channel name, correct?
Payon asked a great question. If I make it a variable name, then someone could use it for their YouTube channel, correct? Yes and no. So if I make it a variable name, in terms of are you subscribed to the Techopolis YouTube channel equals so on and so forth, that would be no, because it honestly specifies Techopolis, right? What I could say is YouTube channel. And then actually, yes, that is what I will do. So I could say YouTube channel equals, and then it will have a place where people could type in their YouTube channel. And if people are curious, I can go ahead and do that. So I was just going to do if YouTube channel equals quote Techopolis quote, but since Payon asked, let's go ahead and do it this way. So we're going to define a variable. Now, this is going to be where we use our camel case technique. So I'm going to type in YouTube.
What closing menu? Closing menu. Dim group indent T E. YouTube.
Actually, I'm going to do
C A L edit tag YouTube channel. YouTube channel.
YouTube channel. So YouTube lowercase, channel uppercase, right? First letter. YouTube channel equals
L space equals
quotation
equals,
mark, quotation mark. Whoops.
Quotation mark. New line.
YouTube channel equals quotation mark, quotation mark. That signifies an empty value, right? So that is a string that someone could fill in. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to go ahead and comment on this line up above here.
Number this demo demonstrates using number this demo.
We go to the end of this line.
Quote space
Right.
L
Oops.
equal YouTube new period new line new line number
Allows
allow YouTube gen
user
at E to YouTube gen
type
T what type YouTube gen
your
YouTube gen N channel YouTube gen
rather
R T rap and YouTube gen E T R rapper N R rap and YouTube T H S T.
So for example, it could say TWP, and then at the end it could say, congratulations, you are a subscriber of TWP, or you're awesome for subscribing to TWP, or vice versa. Or for example, Payo, he's got a YouTube channel. So you could say, congratulations, you're awesome. You subscribed to Payo, or your own pay, whatever the channel name is at the moment. I can't remember at the moment. But, you know, that kind of thing. And if you want to really be creative, you could even add sound effects. I don't happen to have any at the moment, but you could actually add sound effects. So maybe you could put in a clapping sound. I don't know. This is just a stupid program, but it indicates the purpose that I want to indicate. So, anyways, let's see. So I just put in YouTube channel equals quotation mark, which basically, again, is an empty string value that can be filled in. Now, I have to fill it in so that I can make sure that I can add the variable, right? I have to check to see if it meets certain conditions. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to comment this line out here, and I'm going to declare it again, you know, for the live sample of Techopolis. So,
New number YouTube channel equals
I'm going to do, let's see, what is that command?
terminal.
Whoops.
Scopio indent demo login 80
I
code.
did not mean to open up a
Number
terminal
YouTube
window,
channel equals number YouTube channel.
but I did command Shift C, and what that did is that copied my line down. So if I want to duplicate a line, command Shift C is going to be my friend. Because look, now I have it twice, and I can just
New line number space,
Get rid
number,
of the
space, space.
You already heard that this indentation there at work, you heard that there was a single space and it read space and it also made a tone.
Y, O, U, T, U, E, space, colon, quotation mark. Quotation mark.
I added a colon by mistake.
Quotation mark. Quotation mark.
I'm going to say Techopolis.
T not selected. T, S. Techopolis. New line. S, I.
Now, I was outside the quotes again because of the stupid focus bug.
C, E, T. Techopolis.
So
Selected. Techopolis. Quotation mark. Quotation mark. Techopolis. No, YouTube channel equals Techopolis.
Let me get rid of this colon.
T, space, equals.
On this other line here.
T.
So we don't need the colon.
P, space, Y. Your channel.
Wow.
New line. Number allow user to type your YouTube channel equals new line. Number this demo indentation. New line. Number YouTube channel equals new line.
And apparently it did not copy the line down twice. Well, that stinks. Normally it would, but apparently I only have it once. So I'll just do
YouTube channel equals YouTube channel equals tech. New line.
And I'll just
YouTube channel equals Techopolis space channel space R A T A E R Techopolis new line.
Paste.
New line. YouTube channel.
And
new YouTube channel equals tech new line.
I'm gonna actually make you guys do some work.
Y.
So what I'll do is I'll say
number. YouTube Techopolis quotation mark new line. Number YouTube channel equals Techopolis.
I said
new line. YouTube channel equals new line. Number allow user to type your channel rather than Techopolis. Allow you rather than Techopolis period. New line.
Replace.
Recursion error not R.
Whoops.
New line. Period. New line. Replace.
Techopolis.
H L S Techopolis. New line.
With
your H channel. New E name. New line. Out.
So I could just have a sample value, or I could have a blank string. So I want to do a sample value. That way you could see a kind of an action. That way you guys can try to modify the program yourself and input the quotes in the string where it belongs. So it's kind of a little bit of a challenge. All right, let's see what I got here.
New line. Number allow user to type your channel rather than Techopolis. Replace Techopolis with your channel name to try it out. YouTube channel equals Techopolis.
Of course.
Number YouTube channel equals Techopolis. Selected.
Got out of line here.
Number YouTube channel new line.
Paste.
Number YouTube channel equals Techopolis.
All right, enough of that nonsense. There we go. That way y'all can try it out yourself. And what we're going to do now is we're going to ask the question. So I'm going to use, for example, let's do subscriber. Because again, I don't want it to be too long of a variable name, right? But I want it to be unique. Or instead of subscriber, we could also say subscribe question, or something to indicate that. But subscriber seems like a fair name, so let's go ahead and add a variable called subscriber. So we're going to declare it. All right, we're going to
YouTube channel equals new line.
Subscriber.
That's not selected. Closing menu. I
type
R subscriber equals
input.
I not selected. Closing menu. Subscriber equals I. Closing menu. I not selected if not input wrapper not selected. IPv6 IP underscore transparent IO underscore reparse underscore n I N T underscore prompt objects equal subscriber equal right parenthesis quotation mark
R
U S U S I B E D subscribe T up to.
Now we're going to dynamically populate this variable again. So we're going to use some more string concatenation, folks. Are you subscribed to YouTube channel? And then we're going to empty a new set of quotation marks to put a question mark inside. So watch this. So space
O quotation mark right parenthesis quotation comma
YouTube
YouTube channel not selected YouTube channel L right parenthesis L comma
quote question mark
quotation mark right parenthesis new line.
All right.
Subscriber equals input. Are you subscribed to YouTube channel? New line.
That way we said, hey, are you subscribed? We use proper grammar because we opened up another quotation mark. And that way we auto-populated the variable, right? So that way it wouldn't say, are you subscribed to Techopolis, right? But it could say, are you subscribed to the value of that YouTube channel variable, right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to say, for example, we're going to check to see if subscriber equals Y, which means yes, but there's a problem. Don't we have to indicate to them that they probably better press Y or N for yes or no? Yeah, that's correct. So we want our prompt to be very descriptive because we don't want to leave instructions out for users or else they'll be very confused on how to use our program. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go back up to this line here, and we're going to say, please type Y for yes, N for no.
YouTube channel. YouTube, L, comma, quotation mark, question mark, quotation mark, right parenthesis,
Comma, quote,
comma,
please
please,
type
Y,
for yes,
yes,
or
N, F, for,
no.
N, O, quotation mark, O, period. Subscriber equals input. Are you subscribed to YouTube channel? Please type Y for yes or N for no.
Now, you notice that I said a lot of capital letters, and that's going to be another problem here, right? A lot of times, you don't know what kind of case they're going to enter it into. So what we can actually do is we can change the case of the input to one case. So for example, we could do the .upper or .lower case method, so .upper or .lower, to make sure that the value, no matter what we get, if it's uppercase or lowercase, it will automatically convert it to the right case for our program. That way the users aren't getting nasty what are called exceptions or errors or crashes where the program will just, nope, not allowed, right? That way it won't matter which case they're going to use. So let's demonstrate. So now we're going to make what's called an if statement. If statement is basically saying if condition colon equals, sorry, let me try that again. If condition, and then either equals, not equals, greater than or equals are the operators, true or the value, colon, indent. So let's go ahead and try that out.
Subscriber equals input, new line, new line, quotation,
right,
new
so
line,
if
new line,
subscriber,
S not selected, S, sub not selected, subscriber not selected,
and I'm
3
using
of
my
51,
autocomplete
subscriber,
here, dot,
count not selected, 1 of
look at
36, R,
period, because this was a method, and look at this, I can do dot upper, I'm just going to do upper.
Indent.py, up, U, subscriber, list, indent.py, W, low,
Yes.
E, low, new line, if subscriber.low, low, new line, new E,
Hold on a second, I think
low, subscriber, new quotation mark,
Okay,
quotation,
here we have a-
low, new line, E, R, if subscriber.lower,
Subscriber dot
Lower.
lower.
R,
Let's see.
right parenthesis, new, right parenthesis, new line,
Equals, to check, make sure that that's an exact match.
equals, new line,
Quote,
equals, Y, quotation mark, new, quotation mark,
colon. Now, you notice I had two different indentations there because Mac is reading the indentation as well. But I also had the sound. So it made a new indentation whenever I pressed colon, auto-indented. So I could say print,
pass not selected, P, asterisk,
quote,
Y,
you,
your,
oops,
R, space, R,
let's
A,
see.
quotation mark,
You are the best,
T,
exclamation.
exclamation, space, Y,
You
R,
are subscribed.
A,
Oops.
space, D, E, and
That
is
is cool.
O, L, cool.
Now, let's listen to this line for a second, because obviously our ultimate goal of this stream was to talk about how VoiceOver can read indentation. So let's go ahead and review this line. I'm going to press up arrow.
New line,
Oops.
print, you are the best. If subscriber.lower equals Y,
So that is a one tone. So that's 4 spaces. Excuse me. No, that is 0 spaces. So that's 0 spaces.
print, you are the best. You are subscribed, and that is cool.
Slightly higher, 4 spaces. So let's do a little bit of an experiment. I'm going to go down to a new line, and I'm going to show you the different progressively higher tones.
New line,
So I'm going to do tab. That's what it
Hey-o.
sounds like.
Thanks, Doc.
Tab.
number if you are subscribed. You can
Whoops.
new
That was
number
a
if you are
fail.
subscribed. You can now access the channel. New line,
Hold on. GitHub Copilot wanted to insert its opinion in here. So just a second.
print, you are the best. You are new number if you are subscribed. New line, number if you are
Get rid of
subscribed.
this.
Period. New line, number if you are subscribed. You number if you are subscribed. Number
Okay.
new line,
Let me just get rid of
selected.
this blank space here.
new line, New print. You are the new line. Right parenthesis. Right. Print. You are the best. Elif subscriber dot lower.
Bah, I keep jumping.
Print. You are the best. You. New line. New line.
And look,
New
yeah.
print. You.
Look at that. Now that'd be ridiculous if it's indented that far. But regardless, you can hear it go up and up and up. See?
New line. Print. You are the best. New. Unselected.
Spaces,
Print. If subscriber dot lower equals Y.
But you can hear that. It goes up and up and up and up. And then anytime an indentation changes, it makes a tone. Now, anytime it's the same, it does not change. So let me go ahead and make another line here.
Print. You. New line. Right parenthesis. Right.
Comment. So
Number.
To say this line is the same
A F F same new line as new line
above
A B O V above new line
plus
H A T new line E of new line T H A T
or yeah thus
H S the T T
okay.
I thus new line
this line
N E line new line
has no
new
tone.
E tone. Number this line is the same. Print. You are the best. You are number this line is the same as above. Thus, this line has no tone.
So you heard, it doesn't make a tone because it's the same level.
Thanks for all this. It has me excited about Python again.
Payon says, thanks for all this. It has me excited about Python again. Payon, well, you should be. Y'all, so Michael and I are doing the ultimate Python GUI challenge. Now, that's just another name I came up with it. Basically, we found 2 ways to make what are called GUIs, graphical user interfaces with Python accessibly. And we're going to see which one of us can make the best looking and the most accessible GUI using 2 different libraries for Python, PySide, or aka PyQt, if you want to go commercial, PySide for open source, versus WX Python. So if y'all want to see that video, that's going to be coming up soon, and that's going to be epic. So Michael B, you should be very excited, Payon, very excited about the future of our Python stuff because we're going to be making some awesome graphical user interfaces. That's just a sidebar there. We could do this a different set of ways here. So we could either do an else statement, which is a catch-all. So if any other key is entered, then we can have it print this other message. Or what we could do is we could do an elif. So an elif is saying else if, and we're going to actually do that. We're going to do an else if, because that way I can show you guys more Python features and I can show you more indentation. So let me go to the next line.
Space. New line. Number this line. Space.
All right.
New line. Period.
So again, that made me a new line. I can go backspace. And that unindented that one level. The reason I did that is because the if statements or the elifs are on one level, and then the print statements below are on a different level. So I'm going to say elif
subscriber new S not selected S subscriber not selected one of indent.py edit R
dot
period U subscribe P E R
left paren right paren
left right parenthesis new line right new line equals
N
new line new quotation mark colon.
Noticed it got me to a new line and it's indented. Print
pass not selected P right parenthesis right parenthesis T
Y
W A Y E R not
subscribe
B E D space U
need
to
Great Walker. I am looking forward to that GUI video. That is one area I have been wary of in Python.
Cool content
T C space L O N T content exclamation mark.
Yes, Greg, I'm super excited that you're excited for that video. Yes, but what I can tell you is, yeah, watch out for that video. We might even do a stream. I don't know, But y'all, it's going to be epic. All right. So, let's see. I just typed that out. Let me just make sure I didn't mess it up because I had a little bit of a message in between. So let me just go up arrow, review myself here.
New line. Print. Why are not subscribed? You need to because we have cool content.
Yeah, let me fix
print,
that.
Print. Why are not. T-O-N space. E space.
You.
Print. You.
Whoops.
Print. Why are you not subscribed? You need to because we have cool content.
I just made up something kind of corny, but there you go. Now, I'm going to say else. And I'm going to go back to the next level, or I should say the previous level of the ifs or the elif. And I'm going to do a catch-all. So if they don't enter anything else, meaning that either Y or N, they're going to get this statement. So let's try it out.
New line. Right parenthesis.
I'm going to say else.
E-L-S-E. Else.
Print
not selected.
It looks like.
Looks. You didn't.
Select.
E-C-T. Select.
Either Y
or N. Space. N.
Looks like you didn't select Y or N. As a result.
T. Space. Result. D. N. Don't. No. If you are subscribed. New line.
Okay.
Print. It looks like you didn't select either Y or N. As a result, I don't know if you are subscribed.
There we go. It's just a little bit of corny greeting there. Now I'm going to save this file. Make sure I can save it.
Indent.py. Edit text.
Let's try it out. Let's see if I have any errors first by doing Command-Shift-M.
Info generated by C spell Techopolis.
Oh, let's just say spelling extension I have.
Info generated by C spell tech. 4 problems in file indent. Info generated by C spell Techopolis.
No
unknown
Python
word.
problems. All right. Let's run our file now by doing Python indent.py. So let me go back to my terminal. Python.
Python.
Oops.
Space
Indent.
N-D-E-T.py. New traceback. Most recent call last.
we have an
File
error.
/user /tailor on /document /scovio indent demo /indent.py. Line 7. In less than module greater than. Subscriber equals input. Are you subscribed to YouTube channel? Please type Y for yes or N for no. Type error. Input expected at most 1 argument. Got 3. Base. Tailor on Tailor-ons.
Right.
Code.
So, input expected, only 1 argument. All right. Well, let's fix that. Again, this is what happens when we live code. You can't put more than 1 input in the input statement. Yeah, mouthful. Well, let's do this instead. Let's do
Edit text. New line. YouTube channel equals Techopolis. Subscriber equals if subscriber.low. Subscriber equals input. Are you subscribed to YouTube channel? Please type Y for yes or N for no.
So let's
New line. Are you to YouTube channel? Quotation mark.
I'll just
Quotation
have
mark.
to rename this a little bit, and I'll
Comma.
just do
YouTube channel,
YouTube
new line.
channel. Whoops.
Subscriber equal input you to comma YouTube unselect YouTube C unselected YouTube channel unselected YouTube channel selected
Get rid of that.
YouTube channel quotation question mark comma question mark quotation mark.
And let me get rid of these other
Right parenthesis.
quotes here.
Right parenthesis.
No, I did not ask you
Underscore.
to do that. Thank you.
Underscore.
VS Code.
Right parenthesis. Right quotation underscore quotation mark question mark. Right parenthesis. Question mark.
Like I said, this editing
Quotation
process
mark.
could
Right
be a lot
parenthesis.
better.
You subscriber equals input. Are you subscribed to? Please type Y for yes or N for no.
I could just say, are you
You
subscribed?
subscribe. New. Are you subscribed to? Question mark. T.
Okay.
Subscriber equals input. Are you subscribed? Please type Y for yes or N for no.
There we go. Again, it's not what I wanted, but hey, we make adjustments on the fly. Let me do a Command S and see what kind of errors I've got.
Terminal. Python. Are you subscribed?
Okay, we don't have any errors, so it says, are you subscribed? I'm going to type in Y.
Y. Traceback. Most recent call last. File
We've got
/user
error.
/tailor on
Alright,
/document
let's find
/scovio
out.
indent demo /indent.py. Line 8. In less than module greater than. If subscriber.lower equals Y. Attribute error. Tuple. Object has no attribute lower. Base.
No
Tailor on
attribute.
Tailor-ons
Okay.
You subscriber equals input. If subscriber dot new left parenthesis R left right space right period R. Subscriber. Print, you are, if subscriber equals subscriber, R.
This brings up a cool point. Let's say that I want to look up something, right? And I'm not sure what I did wrong and I want to look up some documentation. I can actually use my GitHub Copilot and I can actually type in a comment. GitHub Copilot is like an AI paired programmer. Now, I'm not going to abuse it, right? But I could look up a comment and say, make an if statement, with a lowercase method or the lower, right? And I could actually see how it's supposed to syntactically look if I wanted. And I'll show you guys what I mean, but the thing is with this is that I can actually look up real code samples. So if I'm stuck, I can figure out how to do it without having to try to look at Stack Overflow or documentation. It uses some Stack Overflow methods as well, or models rather. But this is a really cool way, and I could also have it code stuff for me in a sense. But obviously I don't want to do that for this demo. But let me go to the bottom of the screen and I'll show you how it works.
New line.
I'm just going to say make
number. Make
if statement
if
using the
lower
actually
L
upper method
space R D.
I'm going to do Control
Method.
Enter
GitHub Copilot
and it
preview.
will synthesize my comment and it will give me solutions based on what I typed in. Now this is
810 solutions.
So it's not available to everyone. I had to wait several months till I got access to it, but I'm finally having access. So let's see what we have.
Edit text. New line equals new line. Number make new line equals new number make if statement using the upper method. Number of subscribe number print. You are the best. Number of subscriber dot upper equals Y.
So let me listen to this line of code.
No, I X U B X R B E R P U P P R right equals new line. Number L if subscriber dot upper equals N. No, E I X U B X R B E R P U P P R right equals. Number print, why are you not subscribed? You need to because we have cool content. Number else. Number print, it looks like you didn't select either Y or N as number make if statement using the upper method. New line equals.
Now you'll notice it'll try to adapt my existing code. I don't really want to do that though. So let me try to see if I can't type this out and figure out exactly what happened. So let me get rid of this Copilot by pressing Control Enter and see I was able to look it up.
New equals.
Without, oops, or not. Let me go back here.
Indent.py. Edit text. Print. It looks like you didn't select either. GitHub Copilot. Preview. Indent.py.
Command W
Else.
here.
Print. Why are you not? L if subscriber dot upper equal number is line. Print. You are the best. Print. If subscriber. New line. I X U B X R I B E R P equal space quotation mark Y code new line.
Well, I think that was a fail.
Equals space period.
I think we had a problem, so it didn't end up typing the rest of my sentence. So it said period. No wonder it failed. So let's see. Upper.
U P E R R equals R R.
Left paren, right paren.
Left right space equals code new line. Number of this line is the same as above. Print. You are the best. You are number L if subscriber dot upper equals N.
Let's see here.
E I X U B X R I B E R P U P P E R right equal code new line.
Okay, let's see what we got now.
Terminal base. Are you subscribed?
Yes.
Y traceback most recent call last file /user /tailor /document /scodio indent demo /indent.py line 8 in less than module greater than if subscriber dot upper equals Y attribute error tuple object has no attribute upper base tailor owned tailor -r /macbook -pro L number of this line is the same print you are the L if subscriber dot upper equals E I X U B X R I B E R P U P P E R E P P P if subscriber dot upper equals Y.
Let's see.
Print. You are the best. You are subscribed, and that is cool. Terminal. Are you subscribed? Y traceback most recent call last file /user /tailor owned /documents /scodio indent demo /indent.py line 8 in module if subscriber dot upper equals Y attribute error tuple object has no attribute upper base tailor owned at tailor -r /mac.
Another thing you can notice if you get errors like this is you may not see any autocomplete suggestions, and I should have taken that to mean that something was wrong with my code. So if I can't figure it out, or sometimes what I like to do is just retype the line, just start over and make sure I can just retype it and just, something might happen when I did it originally. So I'm going to show you guys sometimes that does work. Like I said, I don't do that often, but if I'm like, what the world, this isn't working right, or if I want to see if I messed something up really bad, I might just retype it and make sure I can get my autocomplete suggestions to work, because if I don't get them to work, typically that means that I've got a problem.
If subscriber dot upper equals new line, new I.
So let's...
New line. If subscriber dot upper equals Y selected.
Let me get rid of
if subscriber dot new line. Quotation mark. Quotation. You subscriber equals input. Are you print? You are the best. Right quote exclamation. Is that and are you best?
Okay.
B are you.
Like I said,
Left print.
Sometimes it's editor
space,
is not the best.
Space. New line. Quotation mark.
If
U B sub. If sub.
I'm not
New
here
line. New line.
So I'm
New
just gonna make
F
sure that I'm...
S U B. New line. B B S C R I B E R. Subscriber. Period.
Let me see what's happening in a minute.
Subscriber equals input. Are you subscribed? New line. U B.
Okay.
If subscribe. Space.
It looks
S.
like...
U B S C R I B E R. Period. Period. New line. Period. List view. List view. Subscriber.l. O. W. Low. If subscriber. W.
Okay.
E. Low.
Alright.
R. Lower.
So let me see if this works. I'm just
Right
gonna do
parenthesis.
lower.
Right parenthesis. New line. Right parenthesis. Equals. Print. Equals. Y. What? New line. New quotation mark. Colon. If subscriber dot lower. Subscriber. If print. You are the best. You are subscribed and that is cool. Terminal. Are you subscribed? Y. Traceback. Most recent call last. File. / users / Taylor / documents / Scovio indent demo / indent.py. Line 8. In module subscriber dot lower equals Y. Attribute error. Tuple. Object has no attribute. Lower base. Taylor owned. At Taylor -r / MacBook -Pro. Scovio indent demo %. Traceback. Most recent call last. File / users / Taylor / documents / Scovio indent demo / indent.py. Line 8. In less than module greater than. If subscriber dot lower equals Y. Attribute error. Tuple. Object has no attribute. Lower.
Let's do this.
If subscriber dot lower equals Y.
I'm not going to add any methods and you'll see what happens.
Left right space right left period R quotation mark.
Let's see what happens. All right.
Terminal base. Are you subscribed? Y. Traceback. Most recent call last. File / users / Taylor owned / documents / Scovio indent demo / indent.py. Line 11. In module L if subscriber dot upper equals N. Attribute error. Tuple. Object has no attribute.
But if I do.
Are you subscribed? Y. Traceback. Most recent call.
Doesn't work either because I
Print. Number. This line is the number. L if new line. Left right parenthesis space right left period.
Now I try to run
Cursor
it.
added. Line 11.
Notice that there's a
Python. Are you subscribed?
Yes.
Y. It looks like you didn't select either Y or N. As a result, I don't know if you are subscribed. Base. Taylor owned. At Taylor -r / Are you subscribed?
No.
N. It looks like you didn't select either Y or N.
Yeah, I did.
Python. Are you subscribed? Y. It looks like you didn't select either Y or.
Either way, we messed up our program, but.
Print. Why are you not subscribed? You need to because we have cool content.
Either way, you can see the.
Print else. Print. Why are you else? Print. It looks like you didn't select either Y or N. As a result, I don't know if you are subscribed. Number make it statement using the upper method. New number make it statement using
see
number.
The program. So let's see what we can do about this.
Print Y L if subscriber equals N.
And let's see.
Number this line is the same as above. Thus, print. You are the best. You are subscribed. If subscriber equals Y. Subscriber equals input. Are you subscribed? Please type Y for yes or N for no. If subscriber equals Y. F space quotation mark.
Okay.
If subscriber equals print space.
Perfect.
Number this line is the same as L if subscriber equals N.
So let me just get rid of this other one.
New
for
line.
A minute.
L if subscriber equals N. Unselected. L if subscriber equals N. Print. Why are you not subscribed?
And I'm gonna
you need to
comment
because we have cool content. Number L if.
Maybe it's my LF or maybe something's going on. So
Terminal.
let me just see what
Are you
happens.
subscribed? Y. It looks like you didn't select either Y or N. As a result,
Right.
Python. Are you
We're trying to
subscribed?
know.
N. It looks like you didn't select either Y or N. As a result, I don't know if you are subscribed. Print. It looks like you didn't select either Y. Else. New line.
Either way, I'm not going to try to figure this all out. I mean, you can kind of see the way, right? I just, I might have messed up logic. But let's do one more thing. Let's do something a little bit simpler. I'm just going to comment this out.
Number L if subscriber equals number this line.
We'll try to fix it after stream.
Print. You are the best. If subscriber equals subscriber equals input. Are you subscribed? Please type Y for yes or N for no. YouTube channel equals subscriber equals subscriber equals input. Are you subscribed? Number new line.
All right.
New
now
line.
we're going to do something a little bit simpler, but we're going to see how this works. We're going to do more indentation practice. So I'm going to say number equals 5.
M.
Whoops.
M. Number equal 5. Number equals 5.
And
New line.
I'm going to ask the user. Number.
M. R.
Input.
T. Space.
Equals.
Number input. Space.
int.
No, N,
Remember,
T.
we're going to use our int. Input.
T. Input. Closing menu. Right parenthesis. Right T. U. T. Right parenthesis. Right parenthesis.
For the love of all things, that'd be great.
Left right parenthesis. Left parenthesis. Left parenthesis. Left T. U. P. I. P. Left T. N. T. P. U. P. I. T. T. I. Left. I. P. U. T. Right parenthesis. Left parenthesis.
Guess.
U. E.
My number.
U. B. R. Right parenthesis.
Add another right parentheses there.
Right parenthesis. New line.
I'm going to say
number.
If number. Input.
Number.
Remember,
I. N. P. U. E. E. U. T. Space. Equals.
5.
5.
Or I could say number.
5. Quotation mark.
Colon. Print.
T. Print.
Correct.
Charfield. E. T. T. Correct. Right parenthesis. T.
And of course, my quotes.
Quotation mark. Right parenthesis.
So good
right
job.
T. C. E. O. Left parenthesis. Left parenthesis. Colon.
Fix that.
Quotation. Indent.py. Edit.
Whoops.
Code.
Okay.
Quote. C. O. R. R.
And
correct. Right parenthesis.
Backspace. Else.
E. Else.
Print.
T.
Incorrect.
E. C. T. T. Incorrect.
All right. Let's see if I have any more.
Microsoft Terminal. Guess my number.
5.
Incorrect. Base. Taylor on at Taylor-arns dash
Okay.
Else. Print. Correct. If number input equals 5. Else.
But either way,
print. Correct.
I've shown you 2 ways that you can make sure these if statements work properly. Now, what you can also do is, if you've never done this before, let's say you're learning Python and you're not sure how to do something, the GitHub Copilot can be kind of useful because you can kind of learn how to do something and then learn from it. So let me just quickly, before I end stream today, let me just demonstrate. If I were to say, write a program or tell a GitHub Copilot to give me some output. And that way I could kind of see how it's supposed to be done. So maybe I'm not sure how to do Python. Frankly, maybe I'm not sure how to do Python tonight. Apparently, I kind of stink at Python at this moment. But let's fix that.
Print.
So
Incorrect.
I could say,
right parenthesis. Number.
I'm making comments telling it what to do. Number
equal
number 5.
Equal 5.
It's like I'm writing
number
pseudocode.
equals number.
Ask
user
for
number. Number.
Check.
2.
See if number equals user. Input.
T.
And look at
Input.
this. Let's see what we
GitHub
have.
Copilot. Preview. Editor. Group 2. Edit text.
Now we're
Synthesizing
giving it a
0/10
whole bunch of
solution.
instructions. Let's see if it works.
10 solutions. Duplicate. Edit. Equal. New line. Else. New line. Synthesizing 10/10 solution. New L. Print. Number. Make number equals 5. Number. Ask user for number. Number. Checked. Number. If number. Print. Correct. Number. If number equals user input. Number. Print. Correct.
No, we don't want that, right? Because it's saying if number equals user input now.
Number. Else. Number. Print. Incorrect.
But we do.
New line.
Right?
Number. Print.
So
Incorrect. Accept solution. Number. If number equals user input. Number. Print.
Okay, so number equals user input. Right? That's a good way to do it because we're saying, hey, if the number equals user input, then that's good. Right? If it doesn't, then let's go ahead and not allow that. Now, it was commented out for some reason. So what I can do is I could just uncomment these lines out. And then let's go ahead and try to
Here
run
is
it.
a Boida. How is the coding app you have demonstrated similar to other languages, such as C++? Is there a compiler?
Perez, again, I'm going to butcher your name. I apologize. Welcome to the channel. Good question. So Python is what's called an interpreted language. And I have never written C++, so I'm not even sure the similarities. But Python is what's called a higher level language, meaning that it's a lot easier to write, right? You don't actually get into the computer memory or garbage collection with Python, right? So Python is a really good beginner's language.
Edit. Number. Ask user. Number. Make number equals 5. Print. Incorrect. Number. Make number equals 5.
Let me get rid of my pseudocode here.
Number. Make number equals 5. Unselected. Number. Make number equals 5. Number. Make number make. Number. If number. Print. Incorrect. Number if number equals number if number equals user input selected.
And let's go comment this other stuff
If number input equals input, guess my number. Number equals 5. Number equals 5. Number input equals input, guess my number. If number input equals 5, unselected. Number equals 5. Number input equals input, guess my number. Number new else. New number print. It looks like new L print. If number equals user input, print incorrect. Else. Else. New if number equals user input.
I kind of did this on purpose, y'all. And I did it to show that sometimes we make mistakes, right? And it's how we learn from them, right? So I learned from my mistake that I needed to make sure my number equaled my user input, which made sense, right? But sometimes you just learn from the mistakes, and that's why I like to use tools like this. Now, I don't like to abuse GitHub Copilot, right? I don't want to code it for me, but I always try it out myself, and then if I struggle, I see, okay, what's a better way to do this, right? And sometimes the code that it doesn't give might not be always correct syntactically, but then it kind of puts me on a challenge, right? How can I try to fix the code that I was given? So it's a really good learning opportunity.
New line. If number equals user input, if space,
and
print correct. Else, print incorrect.
Let's see here.
Terminal. New file /users/tailoron/documents/scodio indent demo /indent.py line 16 if number equals user input indentation error unexpected indent base tailoron at tailor
unexpected indent.
L
Okay,
print
so
correct if number equals if space I f I space new if number equals print space p r
yeah, right before the print.
If print correct space else space e l e
sometimes that'll happen, right? It just got off balance.
Print
there.
new line. New space p r space l print incorrect.
Let's try it now.
Terminal new file /users/tailoron/documents/scodio indent demo /indent.py line 16 if number equals user input syntax error invalid syntax base tailoron.
Again, we have a
print
little syntax
correct.
error, right? But now we're going to be playing a game. How can I fix this code, right? It's almost like those assignments that people would be like, hey, I did a math problem. I did it wrong. What did the student do wrong in this instance? So let's, we're going to play kind of a different spin on this, right? We're kind of fixing the code.
Walker. Can you still get an invite to try out Copilot?
Greg Watcher, can you still get an invite to try Copilot? Absolutely. Yes, and I'd recommend it. Absolutely, y'all. You can still get an input. Wow. Sorry, y'all. It is like 8 o'clock Central. I don't even know what time it is. But, yes, you can. You can get input.
If print correct.
I did it again. Y'all, you can get an invite.
If number equals user input.
All right, so
if I f I new line.
Let's see what happened.
I if number u s e I u t colon new line colon t u space.
Well, that's not good.
New line. If number equals user input.
So the user input variable had a space. User input. Right? Okay. So let's see.
If number equals user input new line t u I r r n n I.
I'm gonna copy paste that.
New user. If number equals user input.
Okay.
User input new space new line
and
colon.
I'm just gonna say number
blank and the number new
5.
equals 5. Number equals
right,
space.
So I'm literally fixing the code that I was given, and I'm learning about this. Right. I'm learning. Okay, how do I fix this to make it right? And so it's a really cool spin on this, and that's why
Michael Doyce.
A lot of people.
I think you just have to sign up for Copilot.
Yes, Michael, you do have to sign up for Copilot, but there is a waiting list.
Greg Walker.
You might not be able to get it right away.
Do you need an app?
Do I need an app? Good question. Oh, an app or a nap? Yes, you do need an app. You need VS Code. That's the only place it works. So, VS Code. In terms of a nap, well, sure, but it's, almost going to be bedtime anyways.
Number equals 5.
Okay.
If number equals user input, print correct. Else, print incorrect.
Let's try it now, y'all.
Terminal, and traceback, most recent call last, file, /users/tailoron/scodio indent demo /indent.py, line 16, in module if number equals user input, name error, name, user input is not defined base,
Of course, user input's not defined. Yeah, right? Okay, so what does that mean? Anyone know? What do we have to do? Well, I'll just give you a second, but we probably have to declare something. Or we probably have to maybe uncomment a line up above.
If number equals number print, it looks like you didn't select number print, number LF subscriber, number this line is the same, number equals 5. If number equals user input, print correct. If number equals 5.
Yes, we have to
new line.
ask the user for an
new
input.
line.
So user input.
R T user input equals N underscore
input.
T
Payon.
Please.
P
Declare.
Input.
It's time to take over the world.
Enter your
R
Yes.
S. Yes. Quote right parenthesis. New if number equals user input.
Payon.
User input equals input. Please enter your guess.
Time to take over the world. Awesome. That's awesome, Payon. So let's try it now, y'all.
Terminal. Please enter your guess.
I'm going to say 3.
3. Incorrect. Base. Taylor on Taylor-on
Incorrect. Okay. So let's try 5.
Please. 4. 5. Correct. Base. Taylor on Taylor-on.
All right. That is correct. Now, what did we learn from this? Let's do a recap before we end today. We learned that GitHub Copilot, along with other things, can be a tool that people can abuse because they could just put code in here, be like, oh, okay, it's good. I learned that, yes, my number should be equal to the user's input, not number 5, right? That's not going to be helpful because, for example, they can't just type in 5. I put that as a string. That's not going to be helpful. And I learned that is going to be extremely nice in terms of learning code, right? So you can literally take code that's broken and you can fix it. And then once you fix it, you kind of learn what needs to be done, and then it helps you learn more, right? So we need to stop thinking about GitHub Copilot as a tool to take our jobs. Rather, let's think about it in a different light. Let's think about it in a way that will help us to become better programmers, meaning that I can learn a new skill from this awesome tool because I can learn how to program something, and I can learn different properties and different methods, and I can learn how exactly something works, right? And so let's stop thinking about it in terms of, oh, this is going to take my job, but let's think about it, like I said, in terms of let's help me to become a better programmer by using tools that are already in my editor or that I already have access to, or maybe you don't yet, and that will help me to become more efficient and as well as learn more code. And that is something that I think is really important for us. So I said I was going to create a Git repo, and it's getting late, but let's go ahead and create a Git repo real quick. So the easiest way to do that is to command palette, command
greater than, and I'm type the name of the command to run. Closing menu, publish to GitHub. Scovio indent demo, repository name, menu pop-up, combo box, Scovio indent demo, repo publish to GitHub private repository, GitHub/Scovio indent demo. Selected.
I'm going to make this public.
Repo publish to GitHub public repository, GitHub/Scovio indent demo.
Press enter.
Select which files should be included in the repository. Menu pop-up, combo box, 2 results, 2 selected, OK, group, 2 results, 2 selected, indent.py, demo.py, demo.py, indent.py. Info, publish to GitHub, info, successfully published the Scovio indent demo repository to GitHub.
Now I do need to change the organization on this to Techopolis, but I will share the link anyways to chat. So let me just share the link out. Y'all, with that being said, that is the end of our stream tonight. Hopefully y'all find a lot of value out of it. It's a pretty easy process to publish a Git repo, and now I can be able to track it in my editor. And that way y'all can see the code, and I might just clean it up later on. But either way, and I might throw an Easter egg in there too. I might throw a coding challenge. See if y'all can fix some broken GitHub Copilot code. Who knows? But y'all, this has been a great stream tonight. I'm super excited. This is probably one of our best Techopolis streams I think I've ever done.
Thanks tons.
Thanks tons. Yeah, I kind of run a little weird, but yes. You're welcome, Payon. But yeah, this has probably been one of the best streams that I've ever done. But y'all, if you want to subscribe to Techopolis, feel free to subscribe to our channel. We hit 100 subscribers the other day, so if we want to continue to grow the channel, then I'd recommend subscribing. We got a lot more content coming up. We even have the Python Graphical User Interface Challenge, which if you want to see the progress of that, you can go to our Techopolis repo. I will put a link in the description. And you can see how we're doing.
Michael Doyce. Fantastic stream.
Thank you, Michael. All right, y'all. I'm going to give a couple more seconds for comments, and then we're going to give it a wrap, and then we're going to be on Clubhouse doing a social launch. So Anyways, that will do it for me tonight, but I'm just going to give it a couple more minutes, make sure we don't have any more chatters that are straggling. And again, if you're new to our channel, feel free to subscribe. I see we might have a couple more people. If you have any more questions, this is the time to do it before I go ahead and end for tonight. I'm just going to make sure that everyone is good, and then I will go ahead and end our stream, and then at least the GitHub repo is published, so after stream end, I'll just put it in the chat real fast. And again, the link probably will change, but I will go ahead and tweet an updated link when it becomes available. But you guys can see it, live after it's been done. So this has been another content for Techopolis. Feel free to, like I said, comment, share, subscribe, share with your friends, all the things. But I don't see any more chatters, so y'all, this has been a great night, and I will see y'all next time, probably for the GUI challenge. So anyways, talk to y'all soon. Have a good day, and stay warm, because it's been cold, so, and, yeah. So, anyways, I'm out. Have a good day, and talk to you later.
VoiceOver off. Let's go to Microsoft Remote Desktop, Terminal 1. Finder, Zoom.us 7, Quit.